Hello, and a very warm welcome. As a hotel AI expert from Europe Hotel School and someone who lives and breathes modern hospitality, I am genuinely thrilled to be your guide on this learning journey. Today, we are going to dive deep into the art and the science of strategic hotel pricing. Look, this isn't about dry theory. This is about practical, real-world knowledge that you can actually use. Everything we talk about is designed to be directly applicable, whether you're at the front desk making a first impression or in the revenue office running the numbers. Our whole mission here is pretty simple. It's to give you a competitive edge. And how do we do that? Well, we combine years of deep industry experience with the very latest and data-driven strategies, the kind of thinking that's literally shaping the future of hospitality as we speak. At the end of the day, this is all about your professional growth. It's about empowering you to succeed in this incredible, fast-paced industry. So let's get you ready not just to be a part of it, but to become a leader within it. All right, so where are we headed today? Here's our game plan. We'll start with the absolute fundamentals of pricing. Then we'll get into the critical role of forecasting. Think of it as our strategic compass. After that, we'll dive into understanding your guest's price point, touch on the amazing tech that powers all this, and finally wrap it all up with what it truly takes to become a market leader. Righty? Let's jump in. Okay, first things first, the foundation of pricing. And let me be really clear, this isn't just about sticking a price tag on a room. This is the bedrock. It's the core engine that drives a hotel's financial success. Get this right, and everything else tends to fall into place. And this quote from Europe Hotel School London just nails it. Pricing strategy is taught as a blend of analytical thinking, market awareness, and commercial creativity. I love that. It's not just a math problem, is it? It's more like a three-legged stool. You need the sharp analysis, you need that savvy awareness of your market, and you need that little spark of commercial creativity to bring it all together. So what's the number one tool in your toolkit? It's the best available rate, or BAR, as you'll hear it called constantly. You can think of this as your main public, flexible price. It's what gives you the agility to react in real time. A huge concert gets announced in town? Your bar can go up. A surprise slow week? You can adjust it down. It's all about being dynamic. Now, this slide breaks it down perfectly. It shows you the two big levers you're constantly pulling. On one side, you have your BAR. That's all about flexibility, transparency, and maximizing your revenue when demand is high. And on the other side, you have discount pricing. This is your more surgical tool, designed to strategically stimulate business and attract specific types of guests, especially when things are a little quiet. But, and this is a big but, there's a real catch. It can be so tempting to offer discounts just to get heads in beds, right? The challenge is making sure that every single discount supports a long-term goal. If you get too aggressive, you risk damaging what we call rate integrity. Basically, you teach your guests to always expect a cheap rate, and that can seriously hurt your brand and your profits down the line. So, that naturally leads to the big question. How do we make these smart pricing decisions? How do we know when to hold our rate and when to offer a strategic discount? Well, it all comes down to forecasting. I like to call it the strategic compass because it's what guides every single pricing move you'll make. So what are we actually trying to predict here? It's a whole universe of data points. We're looking at our own booking history, of course, but that's just the beginning. We're digging into market fluctuations, keeping a close eye on what our competitors are doing, tracking big city events. We're even looking at airline schedules. Because hey, more flights landing in your city means more potential guests at your doorstep. Okay, so with all this data flying around, you might be thinking, is forecasting really just a numbers game? Is it all just about the spreadsheet? And the answer is a resounding no. The data gives you the foundation, for sure. But what truly elevates a good revenue manager to a great one is something we call commercial intuition. It's that gut feeling, that ability to feel the pulse of the market and anticipate a shift before it even shows up in the data. And you know, that intuition isn't just about the market as a whole. It's about getting granular, about understanding the different kinds of guests walking through your door. This leads us to our next level of sophistication, knowing the right price for the right guest. To do that, we have to talk about a really important economic concept called price elasticity. It sounds a bit academic, but it's actually quite simple. It's just a measure of how sensitive your customers are to price changes. If you get this wrong, you're either leaving money on the table by pricing too low, or you're pricing yourself right out of a booking. It's a delicate balancing act. And this chart here, it shows this concept in action perfectly. Take a look. You've got your leisure traveler. They're often paying for a vacation out of their own pocket, so of course their price sensitivity is high. But then you have the business traveler. For them, things like convenience, location, and reliable Wi-Fi are often more important. The price, not nearly as big of a factor. Their sensitivity is much lower. So here's the puzzle. How do you offer a great deal to that price-sensitive leisure guest without also giving that discount to the business traveler who was willing to pay more? The answer is a fenced pricing strategy. You create a lower rate, but you put a fence around it, a condition. Maybe it's non-refundable or requires a minimum stay. These fences attract guests who value price over flexibility, all while protecting your higher rates for everyone else. It's really quite clever. Of course, trying to manage all of this manually in today's world would be, well, pretty much impossible. And this is where technology becomes your most powerful partner, your co-pilot in executing all of these complex strategies. We're talking about revenue management systems, or an RMS. Think of an RMS as a super-powered analytical brain. It can crunch mind-boggling amounts of data, past performance, market trends, competitor rates, all in the blink of an eye to recommend the best possible price for right now. But, and this is probably the most important thing to remember about technology, an RMS is there to support your decisions, not make them for you. It's an incredible tool. It gives you the what based on the data. But it's you, the skilled manager, who provides the why and the what if through your strategic oversight and that commercial intuition we keep talking about. All right, we've covered a lot of ground, so now let's pull all of these threads together. Let's talk about what it really takes to go from simply managing revenue to truly leading your market. Real market-leading success happens when these two pillars, pricing strategy and demand forecasting, work together in perfect harmony. You can think of them as two sides of the same coin. Your pricing is only as smart as the forecast that informs it, and your forecast is only valuable if it leads to effective dynamic pricing. They are completely dependent on each other. And that brings us to this ultimate goal, captured perfectly by this quote. Great pricing strategies do not simply follow competitors, they lead the market. That right there is the mindset shift. A true market leader doesn't just react to what the hotel across the street is doing. They anticipate the shifts, they set the pace, and they create opportunities that force everyone else to play catch-up. As you move forward in your careers, all of this knowledge, all these strategies, they're designed to empower you with a simple choice. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Are you going to be the one who sets the price or the one who just follows it?